Hi there, welcome to the Unitrends Navigating the UI demo. In this demo, I'm going to take you through the new Satori interface that came out with version 9 of UB and the Recovery Series products. Something to note is that the interface is almost exactly the same between the UB product and the Recovery Series appliance. The only difference might be some of the features that one can do that the other can't, but mostly it's going to be exactly the same. Let's get started. First, open up any HTML5 enabled browser and go ahead and navigate to your appliance. In this case, I happen to be navigating to an 824S that's sitting in our Burlington lab. I'm going to go ahead, resolve, and here I can actually get a view of the dashboard. This dashboard interface gives me a series of tiles with a bunch of information. At the very top, I've got some active jobs, a backup summary, and all sorts of other information. The good thing is I can actually drag and drop and move the tiles to whatever makes the most sense for my environment. I happen to want to have my hot targets up visibly, and I can actually move my active jobs down. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of move these pieces around. You can see how easy it is to be able to configure to whatever you want to be able to view. In fact, you can actually check off the gear and you can add or even remove tiles by checking off these pieces. Want to view specific backup copies to cold targets or hot targets, or even just all targets? Check these off and you can do that here. In fact, any of these informations will actually bring you to a report that tells you these details. For example, if I want to see I got 119 errors for the last 7 days, click it, and it's going to bring you to a report that lists all those errors. I can go ahead and click and get more detail from the log of that. Turns out we're having issues contacting the client after 5 attempts. We've got a bunch of backups scheduled. I personally know we actually just moved the SQL server, so that's probably why we're having some issues. I can go in and fix that, but if I didn't happen to know the cause, this would be a great way to get that information. Going back to the dashboard screen, we're going to move down to this 5 other tabs. The first tab below dashboard is Protect. This is where you set up your backups and backup copies. I can go in, view my environment, set up what backups I want to take, set up what backup copies, include the target, and I'm good to go. In fact, I can actually view the status of all my backups by highlighting, the appliance, and it's going to show me all the backups that have been run in the last 7 days, and any issues I can go ahead and click and it'll read more information about it. So I can click here and again get the exact same details that I had in the dashboard or in the report screen. Moving on to the Recover tab. The Recover tab is great for being able to recover any of your servers. Here I can have a file level recovery, it's ready to go. I can set up my instant recoveries, or I can even go to the backup catalog and I can go through all the backups that I've taken and start beginning any recoveries, whether that's to recover individual files, recover the whole backup, or even do an instant recovery. All these options are available once I get up and select which backup I want to recover. Under the Jobs tab, I can view any active jobs that are currently running or recently run. I can see the jobs I have scheduled, and I can edit, view the details, disable or even delete them, or even instigate them to run. I can see any recent jobs, or I can even get a report on all the jobs that were run recently on the system, such as logins, configuration changes, and the sort. So if you have someone who says they didn't delete a backup, you'll be able to prove right here whether they did or didn't. Going on to the Reports tab. The Reports tab has a plethora of information right at your fingertips. You're going to be able to see storage used, backups performed, and all that other stuff. And the great thing is all these reports are exportable. I can go in, set up the date frame, and I'm going to be able to generate the report very quickly to find out what information I want to go. And then you can export it as a CSV or as a PDF. Lastly, the Configure tab. The Configure tab shows you all the appliances you have connected, so I can manage all the backups and such from within any of these appliances that are connected. I can set up any backup copy to hot targets. I can add protected assets, so if I need to remotely install an agent on a Windows server, you can set that up from here and then push the agent. And I can see any copied assets where I've received any of the assets that I can then edit, remove, and so on and so forth. Lastly, any system alerts and stuff will appear up here in the top right corner. And here you can see we've set up a goal, and our SQL server, which we said we moved, is no longer able to meet its minimum retention. Thank you so much for sticking with me through the Navigating the UI demo. Hopefully you got a good sense of how easy it is to be able to navigate, utilize your backups, and even set up, schedule, and perform those backups and restorations. We're going to go into more detail in some of the future demos about how to actually perform these different actions, but hopefully this is a great overview. If you happen to have any questions, by all means you can actually check out the forums, or even here, hit the help icon. You'll be able to do a product tour on your own. Thank you so much for paying attention. Look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Take care.